I'm pleased to be joined by Hugo Nascimento, Executive Director of Algarve Tourism. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting us to be here.
How's business? How's the recovery going?
Yes, we came back almost to the levels of 2019. The summer was quite good for us, not as many people as in 2019, but the revenues were quite good. So I think the hoteliers were quite happy.
And how much has the international arrivals helped that recovery, or is it still more local, regional?
No, more. It's more international. In fact, 2020, I think it was a better year for internal tourism than this year. But of course, the international arrivals did help a lot to our numbers. Being our main market, the UK, of course, it grew a lot during the summer. It peaked almost 3.5 million.
So have you gotten most of your airlift back?
Yes, we are about, I would say, 5 to 10% to reach the previous capacity, which was already very high, and some airlines did put a lot of capacity in 2019. But we are about between 5 to 10% to reach that total capacity, and that's what we are working in. Our strategy since the beginning of the pandemic was to bring capacity back to the Algarve. We joined marketing campaigns with the airlines and with the main tour operators, but especially with the airlines to bring that capacity back.
You have a lot of competition in the Iberian Peninsula. What is Algarve's unique selling point or points?
That's a tricky question. I can say that we were elected several times Europe's leading beach destination by the World Travel Awards. Already 2 times the world best beach destination by the World Travel Awards. We've been elected by the IGTO, International Golf Tour Operator Association, best golf destination of the year several times. But some people say we have one of the best gastronomies in the world and one of the most healthier with Mediterranean diet. The landscape, but probably I would say what makes the difference would be the people. They are very welcoming, and they are all glad to have tourists here. They are very used to it because it's been our main industry for more than 40 years.
The people, the culture is different in different parts of the country then.
Yes, it is. Portugal is a very small country, but it gains in diversity. What it doesn't have inside, it gains in diversity. So for each region that you go, you'll find a different experience, a different landscape, and a different culture even.
Would you say that you have a challenge nowadays or pre-COVID with what they call mass tourism?
There are a few spots that can be considered mass tourism, although not at the same level as some of our competitors. We do have 1 or 2 points in some cities that could be considered mass tourism, but I think the Algarve is still far away from mass tourism, and there are a lot of hidden gems still in the Algarve.
Has it reached a point where it's beginning to anger the local residents and you have to do something about it?
In fact, not. We've seen that phenomenon quite recently in Lisbon. But because here in the Algarve, people are so used to deal with tourism, and as I said before, for more than 40 years, that doesn't present a problem yet. yet, because I don't think we have. We could have say we have mastering for about 15 days, let's say, but not. It's not too crowded for the rest of the year,
I see.
and it's not everywhere.
Right.
It's a few points.
With the cost of car rentals having risen so much in recent years, what have tourists been doing to avoid renting a car and still be able to get around? Public transportation is the obvious answer.
Yes, public transportation, of course. More than the cost of the rental cars going up, I think the problem was with the availability of the cars in post-COVID area, because we are not getting enough cars to the rental cars. I think they managed quite difficultly because they didn't got the cars in time. But what the people did was basically, or don't leave the area where they were, or use public transportation, which in the Algarve, it's not that bad. We have, how to say, routes, different routes from in the different cities, and that connect all the cities in the Algarve by bus. And we also have the train that goes along the coast of the Algarve, and it goes from the Spanish border almost until the other hand of the coast, to the western coast, and it reaches Lagos. It doesn't go quite far to the last point, but it reaches far, which is the last big city in the Algarve. And when I say big, we don't have that big cities.
During COVID and now, are the hotel industry building new hotels, opening new hotels? What's going on in that?
Yes, there are a few refurbishments. Quite recently, it opened the first 5-star hotel in Faro, the 3HB Faro. It was the first 5-star. This last summer, in June, opened the new W Algarve near Albufeira. And we are planning one big, not a big resort, but a little bit more to the inland, which will be one of the first, if not the first, Viceroy in Europe. It will be a little bit more to the inland. They have 2 golf courses. They are already set to start working, and I think the hotel and the villas will be ready for next summer.
Planning on visiting soon, within the next year. Thank you so much for sharing this information with us, Hugo.
Thank you. It was our pleasure.